Hello, everybody. This is Dino Chris from Prehistoric Facts. This is Prehistoric Facts Extra episode number 58, and this is my review on Tyrannosaurus Meet the Family exhibit in the Milwaukee Public Museum that is there from February 18th to May 18th of 2022. So I got to see this last weekend, and so I got plenty of pictures for you to show you, and I got a video to show you in the middle of this uh, review. And so let's actually get started, shall we? So my expectations going in is to see some life-size models of some dinosaurs, some of the Tyrannosaurs, and some skeletons. Was expecting to see some skeletons and also, of course, some skulls, and hopefully that it was going to be very interactive. And so yeah, I'm going into the exhibit with those kinds of expectations. And so let's actually get to see some pictures, shall we? So first off, when you enter this exhibit, you actually are going to see two things first. Is you're going to see this life-size head of a Tyrannosaurus Rex right onto when you enter into your left. This is the right on the left side. Right on your left, you would actually see this life-size head of a Tyrannosaurus Rex. It's a pretty neat looking design, even though there's some parts of here that are not accurate, but even though it's still pretty cool. But then in the middle, this is the first part you see, is that you get to see two things here, two actual fossils of, like here, you get this the nasal bone right here. And so that's one characteristic of a Tyrannosaur that you're going to see first. And I believe this bit here on the back, I believe it's part of a skull, if I remember correctly. I believe it's part of a skull. And so, yeah, these are the first things you're going to see. These are actual fossils that are encased in this glass case. And you get good information right here. Then the first life-size model here is Guanlong Wu Kai. And so you get Guanlong Wu Kai of a life-size model. And up here you can see the information. I'll allow you guys to pause in this video to check the information out. But remember, some of these Tyrannosaurs that are going to be featured on here will have their own special episode at some point. So there are some that I've already done, but you will get to see possibly Guanlong. You might get to see a couple of others get their own special episode in the near future. And there are some signs in here, and so like on the one of the first signs here is spotting a Tyrannosaur, and so I'll let you guys pause to look at the information right here. But on the right here, this is the family tree of a kind of the Archosauria bit right here. But you go from like some bit, so right, like say all the way towards like say the fish, amphibians, reptiles, and then you get towards the Dinosauria. So right around here you get to see the you get the bit of the Archosauria, and then then you get to Dinosauria. And so these are all the dinosaurs that would be featured on here, mostly in the Saurischian type of dinosaur. So the Ornithian type of dinosaurs are going to be separated off, but the Saurischian dinosaurs are going to be right around here, all the way up here. And where you get the Coelurosauria, that's where Tyrannosaurs start to begin right here. So Tyrannosaurs are part of the Coelurosauria, and so yeah, that's where they belong. So the first skeleton that we're going to see here is Daspletosaurus turosus. And so this is a really neat skeleton, and I forget what kind of specimen this is, but this is a neat Tyrannosaur. I love the size of this. It's a really nice, good size Daspletosaurus. Here's the front view of looking at it head of face to face. You can kind of see the eye sockets that are kind of a little bit further in the back right here, so it will have binocular vision. And you get to see the arms right here. And these are kind of long arms for Daspletosaurus, but it's nice. It's a nice looking type of skeleton right here. Got more pictures coming up. And so yeah, you actually get the Daspletosaurus turosus information, and then you actually have here is a pelvis or the hip bone of a Daspletosaurus. And right here, this is where a bite has been taking place by another Daspletosaurus. So this little notch right here on the hip, that was from a bite from another Daspletosaurus. And then you get like an adult femur right here, and then you get like a juvenile down here. And so that is awesome to see right there. And then you actually have Lythernax argestes. So that's the next Tyrannosaur you're going to see. So here's Lythernax argestes. Here's the information right here. The text right here might be a little bit small. That was the best I can do to get all this information on Lythernax. But here's kind of like the first half of the skeleton. I'll show you the next picture right around. And so here's the entire skeleton of Lythernax argestes. And so this is a neat skeleton. Shorter arms than Daspletosaurus. Not quite as long or as tall as Daspletosaurus, but it's still a pretty cool looking dinosaur. And then you get the front forward-facing view right here. This is nearly like an actual T-Rex skull. This is nearly like an actual T-Rex skull. And so you can see these bones for the eyes. I don't remember if Lythernax has been found with these, with the skull. Because most large Tyrannosaurs have not been found with those bones in the eyes. So that is pretty interesting. I'll talk about this little guy right here pretty soon. And so that's probably the dinosaur that we're going to talk about next. And that is Dlong Paradoxus. So here's Dlong Paradoxus, a very small Tyrannosaur. And so you can see the size chart right here. Here's the information. And so it's a very small skeleton, very tiny dinosaur, but it's still got really cool looking teeth in that skull. I think the arms would still have 3 fingers. I couldn't really get a good glimpse of that third finger, but the third finger is there. And so, yeah, Dlong Paradoxus, very small Tyrannosaur. Then we get Albertosaurus sarcophagus. So here's the information right here of Albertosaurus sarcophagus. So this dinosaur is going to be nearly as big as Daspletosaurus, but a little bit more slender and, of course, faster than Daspletosaurus. And here's the side view of the skull. This is why I want to give you guys a good look at those teeth right here. And here, these pictures right here, here's the entire skeleton, and so you can see how long these legs are on Albertosaurus. Albertosaurus has got really long legs for its body size, and so that means it uses speed to more likely catch its prey. And so here you get the face-to-face, or nose-to-nose, I should say, view. So you can see the eye socket, so it would have the binocular vision. There's the arms, so here this Albertosaurus has got short arms for its body size. And then here you get to see some smaller bones right here of Albertosaurus right here. Most of these are going to be juvenile bones, but yeah, this is actually pretty cool set right there of bones of Albertosaurus, and very neat skeleton. And the next dinosaur I'll talk about here is Tyrannosaurus Rex, and so I'll show you the video that'll be coming up after this slide. So stay tuned for that, and catch you. And so enjoy the video.
Here's Scotty, considered to be the largest T-Rex in the fossil record. This is amazing. First time I get to see Scotty. Amazing specimen. Amazing. Very tall. And a very big Rex.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed that video of Scotty the Tyrannosaurus Rex. This is Scotty that we're looking at here, and what you saw in the video. And so this is the Tyrannosaurus Rex Scotty. And so here's more pictures of Scotty. And so here's majority of the skeleton right here. Here's one from a side view, and here's one a little bit more looking towards the skull. And so yeah, this is a pretty cool skeleton. I've never seen Scotty before, and so this is amazing to get to see Scotty for the first time. And so here you got the skull right here. I couldn't see. Scotty was too tall for me to go go up and get a face-to-face view of the skull, and so yeah, and so Scotty's pretty high up there in terms of the skull. So a nice look, good look at the skull. Here's a good look at the legs. There's the wishbone or the furcula there, and you can see that. And if you saw the Albertosaurus picture too, you would see the furcula on that one as well. So here's the sign right here of the information. You can pause the video if you want to take a look at it. And here's some of the a little bit of the arms. Sorry about the lights. The lights were kind of in the way of where I was going to take this picture. But then you get to see here is a femur of a smaller Tyrannosaurus Rex, and then you got part of the maxilla of a Tyrannosaurus Rex right there, and that's pretty cool. These are real fossils too, and you can and hopefully you guys can check out this exhibit when you can, whenever it's coming to your city in North America. And a good look at those teeth right there on Scotty, and then you get to see a claw and a tooth of a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Those were real fossils in that glass box right there. And then we get to the wall of skulls, and so this is going to be the very fun one to look at right here. And so here are 5 skulls on here of Tyrannosaurs, and so this one right here is Albertosaurus sarcophagus. I could not get a really good picture on that one. I mean, I could, but there were other people that were in the vicinity, so I could not get to that skull to check it out. And so yeah, I got the other 4 skulls here, and so let's actually go right through them. So the biggest one in that wall of skulls is Tarbosaurus batar, and so this is my first look at a Tarbosaurus skull. This is my first time looking at a Tarbosaurus skull, and I was blown away of how massive that skull is. And so look at that. That is an amazing looking skull. Great look at the teeth. And here's the face-to-face or the nose-to-nose view. You can see the eye sockets, and so binocular vision. So that's what Tarbosaurus does have. The sister species of Tyrannosaurus Rex. Here's the Splendosaurus again. And so nice good look at the skull right here, and eye sockets you can see. And so yeah, and that's a pretty cool looking version of skull. I didn't realize the nostrils right here were very huge on this skull. And here's Apalachosaurus montgomeryensis. And so this is an Apalachosaurus skull. I could not get a good view of the nose-to-nose look at it, so I tried to, but the pictures did not come out very great. And so here's the eye socket right here near the back of the skull. And so yeah, it's a pretty cool looking Tyrannosaurus skull. That's my first look at an Apalachosaurus skull. And nice good look at the teeth right there. Then we have Tyrantophonius curry. And so Tyrantophonius skull, that's this skull right here, looks very robust with all the crazy nasals and the horns above its eyes. So a very good look at the side view, somewhat angular view of the skull. Here is the nose-to-nose version of the skull. And so the eye sockets you can kind of see, so binocular vision. And so yeah, pretty cool looking skull right there. That's my first look at Tyrantophonius skull for the very first time. Now to the interactive parts. There were some interactive bits of this exhibit. And so here we actually get to touch some of this stuff right here when you actually get to see some of this, this exhibit. So here, so on this picture on the left, here's a Triceratops leg bone right here that has a bunch of bite marks. There's a bite mark that I got a really good picture of. I'll show that to you in a little bit. And then these 3 things are skin impressions, and these are replicas, of course. These are replicas. That's the reason why you can touch these. And so yeah, you got skin impressions right here of like different types of dinosaurs. And so yeah, you get the scaly versions, you get to see the feather impression bit, and so on and so forth. Then here you got other bits right here. You got like part of the lower jaw of a Tyrannosaurus Rex right here. You got tooth and some, I think a tooth and a claw right there, or otherwise they're just both teeth. There's the endocast of the brain case of the inside of the brain case of a Tyrannosaurus Rex, and then these things right here are coprolites, so fossilized poop. And this big one here, you would actually see bits of bone in the coprolite, and so that suggests that Tyrannosaurs are carnivores, and when you have carnivore coprolites, you're going to find a lot of bone in them, and it's because carnivores do tend to eat some of the bone of their prey. And so here's a closer look of the Triceratops leg bone with this bite mark right here. This is from a Tyrannosaurus Rex bite mark, and the teeth do match right here. Now I want to point out onto the brain right here, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight some of the things right here. And so this front bit right here, this is the olfactory uh, lobes, and so this is for the sense of smell right here. So this is a sense of smell. So Tyrannosaurus Rex has a very large olfactory lobes for sense of smell. Now I'm going to highlight that bit right there. This is the optic uh, lobe right here, or the part of where the optic nerve connects to the brain. And so this is for a sense of sight. I'm going to spell this out for you guys right here. So this is for the sense of sight. And so yeah, and it is large. And this on this one, because Jack Horner does try to point out like this is kind of smaller than the olfactory lobes to suggest that Tyrannosaurus had poorer eyesight compared to sense of smell, but that's not really the case. They're pretty even in that case. And this bit right here, the back of the part of the brain, that's the brain stem, and so that's where like the spinal cord will meet the brain. This bit right here, this is the cerebellum, so a part of the brain that is associated with movement and coordination. And this bit right here that is a little bit expanded, that's the cerebellum. So the part of the brain associated with thought process and also ability to gather all the information from a sense of sight, from sense of smell, sight, hearing. We do not have the part where the sense of hearing is. The sense of hearing would actually be in this area right over here. But so we do not have the semicircular canals or the cochlea, which are parts of the so the cochlea where we see this ability to for hearing, and the semicircular canals we do not see them for like coordinated move for how the animal is how the animal maintains balance and also its agility and that sort of thing. So yeah, that's a shame that we don't get to see the uh, the uh, the part of the brain associated with hearing and also the balancing part. And so yeah, you get to see the bits of the brain right here, and that's awesome. There's other features that were featured in the exhibit of Tyrannosaurus Meet the Family. Here you get the Tyrannosaur family tree right here, and so this is a really nice looking look at the Tyrannosaur family tree. I'll let you guys pause and check that out whenever you need to for this video. And then you get to see some bird-like things right here. So this animal right here that is actually on the left right here, that is Ava Mimus, a dinosaur that looks like a bird, kind of closely related to the oviraptors. And this bird right here, this gigantic bird, this lived after the dinosaurs. I forget the name of it, but it is a large bird. It's related to moas, and so yeah, but it's closely related to ducks and geese, and so yeah, and so on and so forth. And then you get a common chicken right here. That's this tiny little skeleton on the right, and so a common chicken. And some of the bones are highlighted in yellow to see like the changes over time from dinosaurs to modern birds. And when you get to see this, this is amazing to look at. And so hopefully you guys can check this exhibit out when it hits your city in North America. And you get some life-size models of the feathered types of dinosaurs right here. So here's the entire exhibit right there. And so this blue feathered dinosaur right here, that's Dlong Paradoxus. And so this is a life-size model of Dlong Paradoxus. That's a nice bit of coloration right there for the feathers. Very nice detail. And then this larger model right here, that's Velociraptor. And look at how many feathers it's got right here. I love this picture right here that I took right here of looking at it eye to eye, That is really, really cool. It haven't looked like the claws is coming at you. It's it's a pretty cool looking model right here. And some other features here. You got the on the left right here. You see this model of what a Tyrannosaurus Rex heart looks like. And so this is just a model. So this is not an actual thing. This is just a model. And this is this is suggesting that that tyrannosaurs were warm-blooded creatures. And so it's a four-chambered heart, like mammals and birds have. And so that's the sign of warm-bloodedness. Whereas reptiles have two chambers in their heart, which that would suggest is cold-bloodedness. And so yeah, so this is a model of the heart. And then the most controversial tyrannosaur that is featured in this exhibit is Nanotyrannus. But this is more likely just going to be a juvenile Tyrannosaurus Rex. I know some of you have opinions about this. I'm on the side of that. It's leaning more towards, say, the evidence is leaning towards more to a juvenile Tyrannosaurus Rex, but I know some of you may disagree, but that is okay. That is okay if you disagree with me on that one. And then the other part of the exhibit is you get to see some media bits of where Tyrannosaurs have been featured in movies and television. And there was comic book covers there too. And so yeah, you get to see all these movie posters of, and even like a little bit of the scene in Fantasia too. And so yeah, you get to see all these cool movie posters. And so I like this one right here in the top left corner, the Ghost of Slumber Mountain poster. I love that one. The Valley of Guanji, that's a really cool one. Planet Dinosaur, that's a nice one. Land of the Unknown, that is an awesome poster right there. Lost Continent's a cool poster for movie poster. And so yeah, these are awesome, awesome features in this exhibit. My overall thoughts on the exhibit: it was very interactive. The life-size models were a plus. I loved it. Loved that addition to the exhibit. The skeletons were very well done, nicely posed, and yeah, that is a really, really nice job that they did right there. The skulls are amazing. I think that's the best really good look at the skulls I probably have ever seen in my life, and of a dinosaur exhibit, and very good information that was on like the screens there. The screens are touchable. You can actually touch the screens and kind of look at some of the features of the animals, the CGI versions of the animals. It is very, very cool. And there's other touch screens there too. You can actually take a look at. It is very fun, very interactive, and of course it's a lot of fun, a lot of fun. And I give this exhibit a 9 out of 10 rating. Uh, I think it's an awesome exhibit, and I think anybody that is interested in tyrannosaurs or dinosaurs, you should definitely get to check this out. It is an amazing exhibit, and a big thanks to the Milwaukee Public Museum and for having this exhibit for a short period of time, and also thanks to the Australian Natural History Museum because they're the ones that actually have this exhibit uh, in their museum, and a big thanks to them for doing this type of exhibit and also having this exhibit to be shown all over the world, and especially here in North America, because I've been looking forward to this exhibit for a long time whenever it got to North America, and hopefully it came to a museum that was near me, so that way I can check it out. A big thanks to the Milwaukee Public Museum and the Australian Museum of Natural History. And so the next episode will be on April 21st, 2022, and that will be a special episode, and I'll let you guys know what kind of prehistoric animal I'm going to talk about. So, and you can still send me questions about dinosaurs and other prehistoric life by emailing me at dinochrist71@gmail.com, or go to my Facebook page, Prehistoric Facts with Dino Chris. Like the page, you actually post your questions in the comment section. Please put them in the comment section. Don't put them on Messenger. Messages for private conversations. And you YouTubers out there, like the videos, subscribe to the channel. Also, share the videos, share the channel to anybody that is interested in dinosaurs and other prehistoric life. And also, stop at the notification bell so that way you can get weekly notifications of every video that comes out weekly. And also, feel free to, and also for YouTubers out there, feel free to put your questions in the comment section because I do read them all for the Q&A episodes. You guys are awesome at giving me some pretty good questions. Keep that up. You guys are awesome and make sure you keep your questions short to the point. You can also follow me on Instagram at dino.chris.pf. I post pretty cool stuff on there. You can also follow me on Twitter at CSGRALL. It's my Twitter page. I post pretty cool stuff on there as well. Also, take care of the people around you. Note that for younger people out there, make sure listen, your parents, your teachers, and your guardians. It's the best motivation you're going to have a good education. It's very important to have a good education. Just with a good education, you get a good job in the future. And also, in this kind of time, if you're not vaccinated yet, please wear a mask, social distance, wash your hands, and so hopefully you can do that, and hopefully you can get vaccinated as well, because that's very important to reduce the spread of the virus, and that's what we all like. And I'd like to pose this question off to you guys. Is there a museum that has fossil hauls that I should check out in North America? And feel free to put your favorites in the comments, because I want to check out some of these museum exhibits, and hopefully I can do a review of those exhibits in the future for an extra episode. And I would like to check out some other museums in North America, because I would love to do that at some point. Check out some of the museums that I have never been before, or even like maybe go back to a museum I've been to and give a much more fresher, uh, a fresh look at those exhibits all over again. And so, yeah, feel free to put your suggestions in the comments down below. That's it for now, and I'll see you guys next time.